Hello guys, how's it going? It's your boy, Lil Turtle, and today we are going to be talking about the huge nerf slash change to mercenaries and summons. So last night, when the servers were down, basically there was a patch that was implemented in the game where a certain modifier was re-added to boss monsters that basically makes them deal increased damage to summons and mercenaries. Now, a lot of people are debating whether this is a nerf or it's a bug fix or, or however you want to classify it. In my opinion, it is most definitely a nerf because if you read the announcements, it says right there in the announcements originally when they started Project Diablo 2, they took the modifier off intentionally. However, upon seeing how strong summons and mercenaries became, they decided to take the modifier and put it back on all of the primeval bosses. So basically what that means is Diablo, any of the main bosses, Diablo, Baal, Mephisto, are going to be dealing like, I don't know the exact number, but it's like 75% or something increased damage to our summons. So immediately last night, I noticed before they even posted that in the announcements because I was killing Lilith and she was cleaning all my summons out, which normally isn't a problem. And I was sitting there trying to resummon them, trying to figure out what was going on. So, like a grown ass adult, what grown ass adults do is they go directly to the general chat to voice their concerns. So I went to the general chat and I made a post basically crying, how could you do this? Why would you nerf our class to the ground? Etc. etc. Now, Senpai himself actually responded directly to me and assured me that his druid summoner friend was able to solo clear Uber Tristram and that he didn't even notice the nerf, which I don't know about that. I definitely noticed just killing Uber Lilith, but maybe that's just me. Maybe his friends got better gear than me. I don't know. Either way, though, I just want to say that I love this mod and I love everything about this mod. I think that the developers have done an amazing job with this game. I'm not here to knock them whatsoever. This is my favorite game that I've played in 2020, period. I recommend it to all my friends. I'm subscribed to the Patreon. I donate. I actively try to contribute to the community. This is an amazing game. If you haven't played it, get in there and play it. It's so good. Now, that being said, it feels like by implementing a nerf mid-season like this, it's really got a lot of us summoning druids kind of on edge because a lot of us have been working towards summoning as our main class to try to clear Ubers, to try to clear declone, and it feels like this change just kind of makes it impossible and it's very disheartening for us, and it feels bad just having this big of a nerf in the middle of the season after we've already grinded for who knows how long to get where we're at today. That being said, I do agree that maybe summoning was a little broken before. I was easily able to solo Uber Tristram, no problem. I could even go into multi-player games like players 2, players 3, players 4, and I could single-handedly wipe out Uber Trist without even breaking a sweat or without even dying. So yes, maybe that was a little broken, but by completely making it so that our summons and mercenaries, which we're a very mercenary based class, us summoning druids, we really rely on having that wrath and having that Templar's might to boost the damage of our summons. It feels like a pretty big hit. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going through and I'm going to be soloing all of the bosses starting from Mephisto all the way up to Baal just to see if it's still doable with an endgame summoning druid build. And then after that, we're going to go and we're going to do the 3 lesser Ubers. So we're going to go kill Lilith. We're going to kill the Duriel. I forget what his name is. And then we're also going to kill Izual. Just to kind of see if we can still stand up to them, if it's really as big of a change as we all kind of think it is. I will not be doing Uber Tristram in this video. I will be doing that later on after they fix the torches dropping. But without further ado, we're just going to get into it so that you can get a visual and you can see if Summoning Druid is still viable for farming endgame bosses and endgame content. One last thing I just want to say is, aside from bosses, everything is completely identical. So it's just the main act bosses and the Ubers that are going to be changed for us. We can still magic find, we can still farm just as well as we could before. This change basically only affects the bosses, and it might also affect the leveling experience as well. I would imagine that bosses are going to be a lot harder when you're leveling as a summoning druid, but we'll see in the end game just how drastically that change is. So yeah, let's get into it here. Alright, so here we are at the Durance of Hate level 3. We're about to go attempt Mephisto and see if it feels any harder, if it's about the same. I know it was pretty face roll before. I just kind of jumped on Mephisto and he died. So let's see if that's still the same here. Okay, not a single summon died. The Grizzly Bear took a little bit of damage. All in all, feels exactly the same to me. No difference. So that's interesting. Next up, we're going to do Diablo. Alright, so here we are at the Chaos Sanctuary. We're about to pop the last seal, and we're about to see how drastically different the Diablo fight is for us as a summoning druid. As an endgame, fully geared summoning druid. Again, nothing died. Everything is still alive. I have run Diablo a few times, and if he gets the beam on your pets, he will kill them pretty much instantly. That being said though, if you use the Grizzly Bear and you summon him on the opposite side of Diablo from where your summons are, it will point the beam away from your summons. So maybe a little bit more skill might be required now. A little bit more positioning might be required. But all in all, it feels exactly the same. On to Baal. Okay, now we are at Baal. We've just come into the throne room, and we're just going to see exactly how strong our summons are. This is after the nerf. Haven't lost anything yet. Seems to be dying pretty fast. I'm just standing in all of the cold explosions, but that's okay. Okay, again, no summons were lost. At this point, I'm starting to question if there even was a change to our summon survivability. That honestly felt exactly the same as it did before. And we got a Bulkathos wedding band. That's actually a huge upgrade. Wow. That gets us to plus 49. Yay! Thank you, Senpai. Alright, so I know what you're thinking. Those bosses are all super easy anyway once you're in the endgame gear. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and we're going to test the 3 lesser Ubers. So I got a 3x3 key set here. I've already found Uber Duriel. We're going to hop in there and we're going to see just how hard it is to kill him. Now Uber Duriel previously was the hardest boss for us because of his cold aura. It slows down all of our summons attack speed. So it might take 3 or 4 minutes. I might even just speed it up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. He was just down here. Yep. We'll watch our summons health here. We're going to see who dies. We've lost 2 wolves. They're getting one shot by him. But honestly, it feels like that was the case before. It doesn't feel really any different. Definitely losing some dire wolves. At the end of the day, I'm just sitting here casting summon ravens anyways. It's not a big deal for me to resummon my wolves. So just while we're waiting for Duriel to die, with the changes, I think that this is going to give a lot of extra weight to our faster cast rate stat. Before, it was pretty much pointless to have faster cast rate or to prioritize it as a summoner because again, we're just casting ravens all day, every day. But now, it might actually be beneficial for us to hit that 99% faster cast rate breakpoint so that we can keep up with the attacks of the bosses, especially in Uber Trist and on the declone. But still, this honestly feels just as easy as it was before. He's not wiping everything out at once. I think that Lilith is going to probably be our hardest fight today because she has so much poison damage. But at the end of the day, if we get a nerf to 1 lesser Uber and it's like a little bit harder to kill them than it was before, I don't think that that's actually going to be breaking our class in any way. based on what I've seen so far, my trust in Senpai is strengthening even more. I truly believe that based on the changes that we've already seen to the summoning classes, that the developer team actually really cares about summons and them being viable, especially in the late game compared to the vanilla game. It feels like they got a lot of love. And I've said this before in my other videos, the Summoner Druid is the most fun class that I've ever played in any Diablo game ever. So they've done a really good job. Definitely resummoning more wolves than before, but I don't really have anything better to do. All this really means for me is that I can't alt-tab and watch YouTube videos while I'm killing Duriel anymore. I feel like his cold aura is also doing less damage. Oh no, I've got replenished life corrupted on 2 pieces now, so I think that's keeping me alive. But beautiful, we got an organ, so that's great. Okay, next up we have Uber Izual, and I almost didn't see him, so I already put a few hits into him. But yeah, we've got that up here. We're just going to hop right in, and we're going to see what the difference is like. Here he is. We've lost our Heart of the Oak. We've lost one dire wolf. Okay. And he's dead. We got a brain. So, no real big change to how it was before. It feels really easy. Feels exactly the same. Alright, so last and certainly not least, we have Lilith. It always takes me forever to find her. I'm probably going to buy some antidote potions for this one. Never a bad idea when you're fighting Lilith. But we're going to see just how quickly her poisons kind of wipe our summons out. This should be the biggest kind of indicator of what Uber Trist is going to be like, especially fighting Uber Diablo. Got a quick elite pack we're just going to take care of. You can already see the poison. We're going to telestomp on top, and then we're going to just watch. Look at our summons. They're just going down. Okay. Yep. See, this is about where I started to panic because I figured all of the other bosses were going to be exactly like Lilith, when in reality, her poison is just extremely effective against our multiple summons. It's dealing a lot of area of effect damage. As you can see, all of the other bosses were still pretty easy, and even Lilith was pretty easy. A little bit harder than she was before, but all in all, a pretty simple clap. Alright guys, so in conclusion, it doesn't really seem like the endgame summoning druid was impacted too heavily by the nerf that was implemented last night. All in all, I can still effectively farm all of the bosses that I've always farmed, pretty much with the exact same efficiency as before. Now, as for Uber Tristram and Diablo clone, those are going to be probably our biggest concerns because we want to be able to know if summoning druid is still viable to solo that end game content. So when they do fix the torches for Uber Tristram, which will hopefully be sometime today or tomorrow, I do have 3 organs ready to go, and I will be doing a video to kind of showcase the increase in difficulty there. And then, of course, when I get my pure demonic essence, I will go ahead and attempt the declone as well. So if you want to hit subscribe to see those videos in the future, go ahead. But all in all, honestly, I don't feel like we've really lost too much. I think that we need to trust Senpai and the development team because they clearly love summoning classes. And again, I just want to say thank you guys for everything that you do. Thank you for responding to me. It's so awesome to be a part of a community where you can actually voice your concerns in the Discord, and the creators of the game will directly respond to you to kind of, try and ease your worries a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I think faster cast rate is going to be a lot more important when doing that endgame content so that we can keep a steady stream of summons up. I think that the Act 1 Merc has been pushed even further ahead in terms of best in slot for the Summoning Druid in comparison to the Act 5 Merc. I think the Act 5 Merc is probably going to die quite a bit more being up front and closer to the action, whereas the Act 1 Merc will automatically kite away and kind of stay alive a little bit better. So I think that just gives further credence to the idea that the Act 1 Merc with Wrathbow and Templars is going to be our best in slot, especially when doing Ubers. But that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed and have an awesome day. Thank you.